The Otsutsuki clan is undoubtedly the most powerful that has ever existed, and it continues to grow, with new characters becoming Otsutsukis through genetic techniques like karma. Each member of this clan possesses unique and devastating powers, making any ninja have no chance against them. Contrary to popular belief that it's a clan with few members, the Otsutsuki clan is becoming the largest of all, at least in terms of relevant members, as the episodes progress. Two new and important members are Otsutsuki Boruto and Otsutsuki Kawaki, as their DNA belongs to this clan, as we can see in their powers. Considering so many old and new members, I decided to rank all the members of the Otsutsuki clan from weakest to strongest, including these characters with karma. That's right, this will be the most comprehensive ranking of Otsutsukis you'll see. Welcome to the Nerdficando channel. My friends, if we previously thought the Otsutsuki clan was the most powerful, after all the plot we've seen in Boruto, we're gaining a better understanding of the extent of this clan of monstrous aliens and the danger they represent. Of course, some characters from the clan lived their lives peacefully, with no intention of harming anyone, but the heart of the clan, its pure members, are the greatest threat to the universe. They are basically parasites that destroy everything in their path. They act in pairs, visit planets, bring a jubi, and one of the members becomes food for the jubi, allowing a divine tree to grow that drains all the chakra from the planet, destroying all life on it. All of this so they can evolve and gain more powers through the divine fruit. Seriously, it's impossible not to get frustrated with their attitude. And worse, before the lowest ranked member becomes food for the jubi, they implant their genetic data into someone to be reborn, which means they are immortal. Two characters received this genetic data in their bodies. Boruto, who is 100% Otsutsuki, and Kawaki, who is 80% Otsutsuki. We also have Code, but his karma is different. Before we move on to the list, share your ranking of the strongest. In the end, we'll see if your opinion matches mine. 14th Code. Let's talk about the show-off. I mean Code. I'm not even sure we can consider him an Otsutsuki, since his karma is unfit for Otsutsuki reincarnation. But here's the catch. Ishiki told Code to devour fruits and keep evolving. So, reading between the lines, Code is basically an Otsutsuki too, since he could achieve Otsutsuki evolution. In terms of strength, he is the weakest of all. Although it was mentioned that he was stronger than Jigen when he was without his restraints, in practice, we haven't seen much from him. His powers include body modifications done by Amado, the karma that enhances his abilities, and also his Shinjutsu, which came from Shibai Otsutsuki, as revealed in the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga. But compared to the others on the list, Code is a baby, so he takes the last spot. Maybe he'll surprise us in the future, but for now, that's it. 13th Otsutsuki Urashiki. Interestingly, Urashiki is a less significant member who wanted, at all costs, to showcase his potential. He worked with Momoshiki and Kinshiki, even passing some information to the duo. Urashiki is strong, but compared to other Otsutsukis, he's a little child with a pacifier. In terms of feats, Gaara couldn't face him on equal footing. Additionally, he defeated Toneri, but that achievement doesn't count for much given Toneri's situation, as he was without the Tensigen and his eyes. As for his powers, Urashiki has some highlights with his Dujutsus. Byakugan, Rinnegan, and his Rinnegan on his forehead. Now his power is almost comical, a fishing rod. Seriously, of all the Otsutsuki powers, I think his is the most nonsensical. How did they have the guts to give someone a fishing rod? His final form occurred after he devoured his own eyes, making him stronger. Another interesting thing is that he can open space-time rifts when his Rinnegan is red, and when it turns blue, he can disappear and reappear. But in the end, all those powers were stopped by two kids, Boruto and Naruto. Even with that humiliating defeat, he is still strong compared to other characters. However, he suffered from a problem that affects all Otsutsukis, but was even more evident in him, underestimating his enemies. 12th Otsutsuki Kinshiki. This one is an interesting case when it comes to strength. First of all, he was Momoshiki's partner, meaning he was meant to be food for Momoshiki to evolve. Of course, they usually become food for the Jubi, but Kinshiki became a fruit for Momoshiki. allowing him to become stronger and achieve his evolution without needing a fruit from a powerful divine tree. Kinshiki didn't show anything particularly special regarding his powers. The only relevant ability we saw was his creation of combat tools, which were very powerful and versatile. But let's be honest, that's interesting, but it feels more like a side character's ability. However, this guy has something special. His size is no joke, and that translates to physical strength against his enemies. I doubt Urashiki would stand a chance against Kinshiki. Sasuke, who is very agile, had to work hard to face him. Just a punch at Urashiki's fishing rod, and the fight would have been over. That's why Kinshiki holds this position on the list. 11th Kawaki, the family thief. Can we give this nickname to Kawaki? After all, he took everything Boruto had. Boruto, be careful, because Kawaki might want to steal your girlfriend soon. In terms of power, Kawaki doesn't mess around. He was trained to be a combat machine so that Ishiki could take over his body. Amado invested time and resources to turn Kawaki's body into a genetic scientific tool, allowing him to transform parts of his body into combat weapons, even exploding enemies with this power. It's a very versatile ability. Additionally, Kawaki received Ishiki's karma, so he has the same powers. He can shrink and return to his original size, which is quite versatile, as well as reduce the size of other objects. He also has access to his own dimension, where time doesn't stop, and he can summon rods. Without a doubt, his dojutsu, now enhanced by the recent chapters of Boruto. 2 Blue Vortex makes Kawaki a very powerful Otsutsuki. I place him ahead of several pure Otsutsukis for a few reasons. First, because Ishiki, compared to lower ranking Otsutsukis, is much more powerful. To give you an idea, Ishiki was superior to Kaguya. And for me, the cherry on top for Kawaki is that Ishiki's powers far exceed those of Kinshiki, for example. They are much more powerful and versatile. So in a fight, Kawaki would come out on top. 10th Otsutsuki Toneri. This is the wife thief in Naruto. Toneri Otsutsuki is the envious one who got what he deserved from Naruto. But anyone who thinks Toneri was weak is mistaken. He was actually very powerful and knowledgeable. Among all the characters presented, Toneri has the largest arsenal of abilities, with distinct powers and interesting concepts, more similar to the jutsus we saw in Naruto. To put it in perspective, Toneri was a master of puppetry, and not just any puppets, but powerful ones capable of firing energy blasts. These puppets were so strong that they managed to stop Hayashi Hyuga. In addition, Toneri possessed the Byakugan, and when he awakened the Tenseigen, he reached another level of power. He gained much more speed, strength, endurance, and a beautiful chakra cloak. With that, his arsenal expanded, including Gududamas and a golem so powerful that it faced Kurama. My brother, that's insane. But that's not even the most insane part. He created a giant sword to attack Naruto. Although Naruto survived the attack, the moon was sliced in half. Compared to Kawaki or other Otsutsukis, Toneri is on another level. Kawaki, at least with what he has shown so far, wouldn't stand a chance against him. I believe that as the story progresses, Kawaki will surpass Toneri and gain more prominence on the list. But for now, Toneri would win. 9th Otsutsuki Indra. And here's another one who isn't a pure Otsutsuki. Indra is the son of Hagoromo Otsutsuki and the grandson of Kaguya. From an early age, he was a prodigy, and as the eldest son, he was meant to inherit his father's powers. Indra was so skilled that he invented what we know as ninjutsu. Among his powers were the Sharingan and the Mangekyo Sharingan, with which he could use Susanoo. According to fillers, he could also use Amaterasu. Indra's Susanoo was enormous, but it ultimately was defeated. Even though he isn't a pure Otsutsuki, Indra was very powerful and would defeat other characters on this list. To put it in perspective, Sasuke is the reincarnation of Indra, so the strength Sasuke received from Hagoromo would be equivalent to Indra's, with the difference that Sasuke received some enhancements. 8th Otsutsuki Ashura. Here we have the nicer brother, so nice that he defeated the brother who wanted to be something he wasn't. Ashura could summon and control the statue of 1,000 hands, and with that, he managed to defeat his brother. Additionally, he accessed the Sage mode of the 6 paths after receiving his father's powers. Naruto is the reincarnation of Ashura. It's easier to justify his position. he defeated Indra. Toneri was defeated by Naruto, who is the reincarnation of Ashura. 7th Otsutsuki Hamura. This Otsutsuki is forgotten by many fans, but his power is capable of scaring any ninja. Hamura was the son of Kaguya and the brother of Hagoromo. His power was comparable to that of his brother, and the two fought an intense battle against their own mother and the Ten Tails. Being Kaguya's son, Hamura inherited her chakra using the yin chakra of the Rikudu in his left hand. To give you an idea, this battle between mother and sons lasted for months. Among his main powers was the ability to use enhanced taijutsu and heal any illness without the use of medicine. Additionally, he possessed two dojutsus. First, the Byakugan, which he inherited from a young age. After some time, he awakened the Tenseigan, but this occurred close to his death, so we didn't see Hamura's full potential with this power. However, just from what we saw Toneri do with the Tenseigan, we can be sure that Hamura was extremely powerful with this dojutsu. He also had other powers, like the Gududamas. If we consider Hamura with his Tenseigan, he would surpass everyone on this list. Being a more pure Otsutsuki, closer to the original lineage of the clan, Hamura tends to be more powerful than Ashura, Indra, and Toneri. In terms of feats, there's no discussion. He fought for months against Kaguya. 6th Uzumaki Boruto. This boy is an Otsutsuki, and that isn't evident in his face, but in his DNA. After receiving the karma and all the data being unpacked, Boruto became a complete Otsutsuki. This is a complicated situation for Boruto, as he fears that Momoshiki will take control of his body, as happened before the time skip. In fact, being an Otsutsuki is a nightmare for him. We thought things would improve after Momoshiki gave up on being reborn to save Boruto's life. However, we're seeing in Boruto two blue Vortex that Boruto still fears the manifestation of karma. He fights on his own with ninja skills, but that doesn't change the fact that Boruto has Otsutsuki genetics, meaning everything he uses is amplified by his inner power. Additionally, after the time skip, Boruto returned much stronger thanks to the training he did with Sasuke and Kashin Koji, developing the Rasengan Uzuhiko, which was able to destroy Hidari's body with a single blow. This is impressive, as Hidari is not a weak villain. The magnitude of Boruto's power is also demonstrated in his fight against Code, where Boruto didn't even break a sweat, or against Kawaki, who fell after taking just one hit to the stomach. It's worth noting that we're talking about two characters with Otsutsuki powers, so Boruto's feats are impressive. The power of the Uzuhiko alone shows how powerful Boruto is. Sometimes we might think Boruto isn't that strong due to his ordinary appearance and lack of any visible transformation. But understanding that he is a high-caliber Otsutsuki, possessing Momoshiki's power within him, in addition to being an exceptional ninja, Boruto combines the best of both worlds, and you can bet this is just the beginning of his evolution. Boruto still has plenty of room to showcase Momoshiki's special powers, just as Kawaki has already demonstrated. Not to mention we still have the Jogan, which remains a mystery. 5th Otsutsuki Momoshiki. Momoshiki possesses a vast array of abilities. He can destroy worlds and easily defeat opponents of Kage level, especially after absorbing Kinshiki, which amplified his physical capabilities. He uses the Byakugan and Rinnegan, allowing him to absorb ninjutsu and return it even stronger. Additionally, he can transform targets into pills, prolonging his youth. His skills include manipulating the 5 nature transformations, using weapons created from chakra, and powerful taijutsu. He also implanted his Kama in Boruto, enabling him to manifest and take control of Boruto's body in critical moments. Among his most important powers is the Rinnegan, which grants him various abilities, especially the power to absorb jutsus and return them with much greater potency. Furthermore, he was able to create a golem that faced Kurama on equal terms. In other words, he has a vast arsenal of techniques. Anyone who thinks Momoshiki is weak is mistaken. In fact, among the Otsutsuki, he is one of the most powerful. We can't say Boruto would defeat Momoshiki, as Boruto hasn't even awakened all his Otsutsuki powers yet. 4th Otsutsuki Hagoromo. The amount of power Hagoromo accumulated is no joke. Even coming from a powerful lineage, Hagoromo never stopped training. He went to Mount Myoboku to learn Sage Mode. Hagoromo was already very powerful by nature, being Kaguya's son. He fought against the Jubi and Kaguya. In a confrontation against Momoshiki, Hagoromo would have the advantage. Momoshiki's golem wouldn't stand a chance, as Hagoromo, at his peak, was the Jinchuriki of the Jubi. Hagoromo could utilize the Rinnegan, Susanoo, the Sage Mode of the Six Paths, Gududamas, and many other powers. Boruto wouldn't stand a chance against Hagoromo either. Even Boruto's greatest power, the Uzuhiko, could be neutralized by Hagoromo's Susanoo or the Truth Spheres. Third Otsutsuki, Ishiki Otsutsuki was incredibly powerful, capable of surpassing Naruto and Sasuke in combat. He possessed immense chakra, comparable to Naruto's in Sage Mode of the Six Paths, and had the ability to shrink objects and store them in a timeless dimension. He used the Kokugan to manipulate space and time, along with the Byakugan for 360-degree vision. He could seal opponents with Fuinjutsu, control rods that drained chakra, and use the Kama to reincarnate, although he was limited by the endurance of his vessel's bodies. Physically, Ishiki was phenomenal, with incredible speed to the point where Naruto and Sasuke, who are extremely fast, had difficulty facing him. Another highlight was Ishiki's dojutsu, which was extremely powerful and fundamental to his fighting style, allowing him to reduce the size of objects and himself. The combination of his speed with the ability to shrink made him an unbeatable force in combat. Second, Otsutsuki Kaguya. Kaguya Otsutsuki possessed impressive abilities, such as the capacity to absorb ninjutsu, perform dimensional travels, hypnotize, and erase memories. After consuming the fruit of the divine tree, she gained unparalleled strength and chakra reserves, as well as mastery over all nature transformations and yin-yang release. Her arsenal included the Byakugan, Rinne Sharingan, and powerful techniques like the vacuum attack of the 80 gods and the all-killing Ashbones. Kaguya could also use the infinite Tsukuyomi and control the Ten Tails, even absorbing it. Kaguya had a vast range of powers. In terms of hierarchy, she was below Ishiki, but she betrayed him while they were on Earth. However, it's important to remember that Kaguya evolved her powers by consuming the fruit of the divine tree, acquiring the Rinne Sharingan. At this level of power, Kaguya became more powerful than Ishiki, so much so that even Hagoromo and Hamura were unable to defeat her directly. First, Otsutsuki Shibai. This is the Otsutsuki god, the most powerful being of all time and the pinnacle of Otsutsuki power. Shibai is so powerful that he achieved his goal. He devoured so many chakra fruits and destroyed so many planets that he abandoned his physical body and ascended to a higher plane. Among his known powers are omnipotence and clairvoyance, which we see in Ida, reflection seen in Demon, claw marks observed in Code, and the 10 directions, which Kashinkoji awakened. These shinjutsu are exclusive to Shibai, and he possesses many others. Additionally, there are hints that he appeared with the Jogan and the Rinnegan. It is said that he was so powerful that a mere movement of his hands could create storms, and his roar produced lightning. No one would be able to face Shibai. Now, it remains to be seen if he will appear in Boruto. I also want to know your opinion. Does this ranking match what you think about the strongest characters? I'll read all the comments to see who agrees or disagrees. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and feel free to check out the other 2 videos appearing on the screen. I'll see you there.